Today is a big day. I'm about to get my own 40-ton train. I'm Daniel, and this is Ashville. My entire life, I've been into trains, and I always ask everyone, are you not into trains? When I was young, I would look forward to a Sunday morning to get on the train with my mum to go to the market. Growing up, I had train sets. And to be honest, even as a grown man, I still have train sets. I also have a group of construction companies named Ashville. Ordinarily, the two wouldn't be linked. However, with the powers of thought, the universe shifted, with chance favoring the prepared mind, and in 2019, we opened our very own railhead, which to this day is the main supply of material to the businesses. Fast forward to 2024, we're moving into a new yard, creating a bigger train set and trying to diversify in rail. Truth be told, we only have the tracks, but not the train. I've been working on this for a long time, and today, all that is about to change. I'm at the Long Marsden Rail Innovation Centre in Stratford-upon-Avon, owned and operated by Porterbrook. A 135-acre site dedicated to rail, where research and development is carried out into technologies and innovation. New trains are tested and commissioned before they go out onto the main network. Training is also carried out in a live environment. Rolling stock, which basically means railway vehicles are stored. Some are retired and some are upgraded. One of the latest upgrades, at a cost of £12 million, was the UK's first hydrogen-fueled passenger train, named Hydroflex. Hydroflex was an electric train modified and fitted with 36 high-pressure hydrogen tanks. It holds up to 277 kilograms of hydrogen, which is fed to fuel cells, where a chemical process converts the hydrogen and oxygen from the air to generate clean electricity. This charges the batteries, and the only waste product is pure water. The passenger and driver cabins also receive full upgrades, bringing them into the 21st century. Other upgrades are the conversion of passenger trains for express freight. Porterbrook want rail to challenge road for the middle mile, which is the journeys between warehouses and distribution centres. Of the trains which are retired, 91% of the materials are recycled. Today, I'm going to take that one step further and recycle 100%, giving a train a home. Because a train set is not just for Christmas, it's for life. In the new yard, I want to create a monument to rail, which recognises the significant role it's played in my life and my businesses. And rather than tuck it away somewhere in the corner, I want it to be the first thing people see when they visit the Ashville yard. I shared this with Porterbrook, and they agreed to allow me to get my hands on my very own passenger train carriage, which I intend to fully refurbish to create a reception building. Enough said, let's have a look at it. All right, here it is. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Guess what? This is my train. I don't know where to start. I think I'm going to get on board. Okay. Porterbrook have given me a couple of gifts as well. Train carriage key, known as a T key. Firstly, I need to make sure that I do not lock us inside, because these doors are operated by air, and there's no air at all in the system. If I was to pull this door and it was to close, I wouldn't be able to get out. I'd have to use my T key, pull this lever, the door would pop out, and then I would have to push it open. Hopefully, Once we get this completely connected up for power, the doors should start working in the same way they would in a normal train situation on a platform. This is the area the heavy suitcases or bigger packages would have gone. We're gonna rewire it and have it fully electrified. We're gonna have LED lights. Many a time, I've been sat on a train in one of these seats. More often than not, I wanted the window seat so I could see what was going on in a beautiful British countryside, but I didn't always get that seat. The premium seat, the seat that you want on one of these trains, is right here with the table. When I was young, so you could play with your toys, and these days, so I can use my laptop. Ah, they already had CCTV here. The announcements will be across this LED board. I will most definitely be keeping all of this. I'm gonna have a look at the driving area in a minute and see if I could get this moving. Perhaps instead of a reception building, I could just drive up and down in the yard the entire time. I doubt it, but as long as it's possible, that's what we need. We'll probably make the toilet a little bit bigger when we refurbish it. Yeah, that is a bit small, but I can understand why it was like that, because they need to make as many seats as possible for passengers to sit down. But it is still a toilet and it does still work. We'll connect this up to the drainage in the yard. I think I'm gonna head back up to the front of the train, but you can't really say that's the front of the train because you can drive the train from both sides. We've got these areas to divide the two parts. I don't think we'll keep this. I think we'll completely open it up. The only reason I would keep these if some of the memorabilia, football shirts from when we were sponsoring QPR, that could be pretty cool. There's carpet on the floor. This floor may end up having a lino flooring, or it could in fact be tiled. I've got to keep some of this. There's even carpet on the walls. Didn't even know that was a thing. Whoa. Oh, it's a bit tight on space. Ooh. So this is where I could operate the train. And I have all my controls here. Forward, neutral, reverse, off. Ah, we have our braking, release, 1, 2, full service and emergency for stopping. My favorite, the horn. And here's our power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then max. We have all the dials, everything is still here. I have to keep this. As much as it's a reception building, it is a monument to rail. Hello, Ashville Railways. This door can be both ways. You can close it shut here and you can close it shut here. Now that depends on whether you're going to attach this to another train. If you are, you take this and close it and you open that door, and that way passengers can walk straight through and they can't get into this driver area. But if you're driving the train from here, then you push this closed and passengers can't get into this area. All right, time to go and have a look outside. Ooh, the sandbox has been left on. So if you ever wondered how trains break with metal wheels on metal rail, sand is pumped through this cable right onto the wheel as it meets the track. And this is how it gains traction when it needs to brake. Suspension still on. And then we have the airbag. It's all still in place. Whoa, there we go, look, air tanks. It's very similar to trucks. On these, there is a 1,000-litre fuel tank. And I'm actually getting half a tank of diesel here. It's refueled here. So it's a diesel engine. You can see a prop in there, what's powering a gearbox. Here's our exhaust system. So we've got everything we need for this train to be able to operate. Of course, we need a couple of upgrades. Of course, we need to check the system underneath. But fundamentally, Ashville Railways could begin. Now, this is a Class 153. The original build was finished in 1988. It would have been operated by British Rail, and after privatisation, a number of private operators. It was finally retired by West Midland Trains earlier this year. As a passenger, you would have seen this on the routes between Leamington Spa and Nuneaton, and Bletchley to Bedford. It is 27.2 metres long, 2.7 metres wide, and weighs 40 tonnes. Now, I've tried to have a look at the top to see if there are any lifting eyes, also known as lifting lugs, which are points securely attached we could use to lift safely. But unfortunately, there are not. So we're going to have to contact specialist companies that specialise in moving these. And this is how they do it. A 3-section ramp arrives on a truck with a high-ab crane and is slot together. Then a pair of 8 to 10 feet long pieces of rail bolt to the track end of the ramp. Another truck is then lined up to the ramp as straight as possible and lowered. Short 12-inch jump rails are added between the ramp and trailer to bridge the gap, and a number of suspension rams are shut off to stop movement on the trailer when the weight of the train comes onto it. The train is then winched into position on the trailer, secured with chains, and we are ready for transport. So we'll start to plan that. The frame is good old steel. So we won't be doing any work to the skeleton of the train wagon. Everything will be internal. Now, for me, these chairs have a lot of history and significance. Maybe I'll keep a couple of them, or maybe I'll take them all out. There are limitless possibilities. I would like all the options to be spacious, comfortable, and high-end. I don't think we're ever going to have a full train full of people in reception, so let's remove all the seating and create a blank canvas. The first proposed layout repurposes a small portion of the original seating and adds new, comfortable cushion seating. Option 2 keeps the seating all on one side and gives more space for beverage storage. Option 3 uses the space for daybed sofas and a console table. I don't think we're ever going to leave anyone waiting in reception long enough to take a nap, but these chairs may encourage that sort of behaviour. However, it does give the feel of an art gallery for guests while viewing our sports memorabilia. Option 4, the wild card. Suspended egg-shaped chairs, beanbags in the corner, and a comfortable sofa. Definitely the most eye-catching option, but not the most practical. We're going to have an interactive touchscreen system where visitors can contact the member of Ashville staff to come and collect them and take them into the main yard. We're definitely going to have televisions everywhere in here displaying Ashville videos. The possibilities are endless and the creative juices are flowing. And there's only one thing at the moment which is certain, and that's that this will be in Ashville colours. Completely black with a few hints of yellow. If Ashville were not providing a new home for this rail wagon, it would be decommissioned in the most environmentally friendly way possible, which is taking it to a scrap yard where it can be broken down. The decision to scrap rolling stock is made once it's decided its life has expired. To come to this decision, a few factors are taken into account by the technical team. Is it financially viable to upgrade? And once upgraded, what will be the new life expectancy? Based on current trends in the rail industry, does it have a life in the UK? If it doesn't have a life in the UK, can it be exported and continue to operate internationally? This is a calculated feasibility exercise which all rolling stock at some point in their working life will face. For a lover of rail like myself, Long Marsden is like the ultimate theme park. Over decades, it's helped shape and push the rail industry forward. However, the historic significance of this site is not just limited to its contributions in rail. In 1940, the site was purchased by the Ministry of Defence to create the Royal Engineers Supply Depot. At that time, the site was 455 acres. In World War II, the Royal Engineers used the site to store bridges, vehicles, and engineering equipment. What you can see behind me is the shooting range. Towards the end of the war, a part of this site was given to German prisoners of war, and in 1948, that same area was repurposed for Polish servicemen as part of a resettlement program. The accommodation was closed in 1974, but a chapel made for the Polish community remained in use until 1999. In 2004, St. Modwin acquired the facility from the Defence Estates, and the majority of the 455 acres was used to create a new community. For many years, the remaining 135 acres was used as secure storage for rolling stock, and steam engines occasionally operated on the train tracks. In 2021, Porterbrook took over the site and fully acquired it in 2024 and founded the Rail Innovation Centre. Now, since this time, they've spent £13 million enhancing and upgrading the facilities, such as new roads, training facilities, refurbishing offices, the refurbishment of the decaying and dilapidated sheds to create new workshops for maintenance, modification, and all types of on-train and under-frame work. And it doesn't stop there. There are plans to upgrade and electrify the 3.5 kilometers of track on site so trains can be tested at up to 50 miles an hour. Once all the work is complete at the end of 2025, a total of 75 million would have been invested since 2021, and Porterbrook plan to invest a further 1 billion into the UK rail industry. Support of rail isn't just limited to Long Marsden, and Porterbrook are active in the market to assist rail freight operators and companies like Ashville with funding for rail infrastructure and new rolling stock such as box wagons. One of my boyhood dreams is about to come true. Rail has always played a key part in my life and everybody else's life in the UK. Rail is fundamental in connecting this country, transporting freight and passengers. Now I need to work out how I'm going to transport my new train. We're going to be back for the move and share the entire build process with you. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think I should do with my new train.